Hello, everyone. John Bruna here with the Daily Quote. It's good to be back with all of you. Some of you may have noticed I've been gone for a few days. I had an opportunity to go participate in some retreat time. So, feeling reinvigorated and healthy, well and balanced, and grateful to be with all of you once again. So, let's go ahead and get right to the Daily Quote. In ordinary life, we hardly realize that we receive a great deal more than we give, and that it is only with gratitude that life becomes rich. That's from Dietrich Bonhoeffer. So is that true? Do we really recognize how much we receive day in and day out? How much of our life is due to the efforts of others? Everything that we know is because of others, right? They provided us the education, the schools that we got to go to, the buildings we get to live in, the roads we get to drive on, the food we get to eat. Yeah, places we get to recreate, the employment we have. In ordinary life, it's quite often that we don't think about any of those things. And we may feel drained about what we are doing, our efforts, our struggles, trying to get what we want. Dietrich Bonhoeffer points out that if we actually recognized how much we receive, that literally everything in our life is because of others, and that our efforts to use these gifts to live lives that we find meaningful and supportive, well, this essence of gratitude, then our lives are rich beyond measure. However, when I'm just focused on what I don't have, what others have, how others appear in the world, and what I'm lacking, there's no way to be rich. Doesn't matter how much money you have. Doesn't matter how big a home, what resources, what vacations you can do. Without gratitude, it's not very fulfilling. I do have the opportunity to work with people who have great wealth, and this is not just some philosophical thought. It's the truth. I also have had the opportunity to work with people off the streets, and in my own life I have been homeless, and I have had jobs that pay me well. I have owned a home and been homeless. I've washed dishes in a truck stop for a living, and also had opportunities to speak at like Facebook and Google and help people with great resources find a way to be happy, to live meaningful lives. And at the core of that is an understanding that we're a part of something. We're not independent of this world we live in. And this world out there is not something to fulfill this empty hole, but rather we recognize that hole is already being filled all the time if we open up to being a part of this life that we get to live, instead of looking for it to fulfill every single perceived desire I have. I'm going to discover my wealth, my well-being, my value as a human being by doing things I feel good about in alignment with my values that are meaningful and productive and contribute to my communities, my family, my friendships, the world we live in. Doing things I feel good about in alignment with my values is where we discover our value and worthiness, doing valuable and worthy things. Not from just chasing things to make me feel good, which, by the way, doesn't last very long. And what we find with gratitude, when I recognize I'm a part of this incredible thing we call life, and I have a life due to the efforts of people I've never even met. Well, with gratitude, you know what you don't have? insecurity, fear, anger, frustration, resentment, frustration. When we're in gratitude, none of those other mental states are present. So it doesn't mean we don't have hard things to do. It doesn't mean that we don't hold people accountable or overlook the challenges of life. It means we have a balanced perspective, a little more based in reality, that we're a part of something. And in fact, we do receive infinitely more than we give. Maybe with that perspective, you might recognizing that our giving's not draining. It actually adds to our well-being. So I invite you to do your best today to recognize how much we receive. See if we might have a little gratitude for life that we have. And so we can participate in those challenges a little more effectively. Hope you're up for it. I know I am.